I got my little Targaryen dragon earrings in because we are so close this Sunday to new House of the Dragon season. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. That truly has been hell waiting for this second season. Anyways, today, obviously by the title of this video, I am going to be looking over all the books that you guys recommended for me to read. Shoot, now where is that? I had airdropped it from my phone. I literally just took a screen recording of it and then airdropped it to my phone to go through. So I have not looked over any of these really as they came through. I asked on my Instagram story. That's where everyone sent them in. So if you follow me over on Instagram, then you were able to see that and submit something. And if you did not see that over on Instagram, then if you want to use the comment section of this video to add any below that you would like for me to read, feel free to do so. Where are these? Okay, I'm gonna have to pause this, re-airdrop them from my phone because quite frankly, I'm not sorting through this bullshit anymore. Okay, we got them airdropped again. So some of these I probably know what they are, and if I don't, then I'll look them up on Goodreads and we can look them over together and see. Some of them, I might add to my TBR. And I will just preface this with saying I do often get asked if I would ever do you guys pick my reads type video, like a reading vlog. That just I don't think that would be fun for any of us. I don't like really doing reading vlogs that much, and also I don't like reading things when on a time schedule. I'm very much a mood reader, so I don't think that would be very fun for any of us. So I don't think that I will do that. So first of all, King of Carnage, again, okay, so this one doesn't have the author with it, but I do already have this one on my TBR. I put this one on my TBR from last time. This one's from Danielle, and I know I had this one downloaded on my Kindle for a while too. It's an MFM one, and I want to say it's darker, and maybe is it dirt bike racing or car racing or something? I don't know. I remember back when I first read the synopsis of this one, it really intrigued me, and I still am intrigued by it. I still want to read this one. I just have not got around to it yet. And then also the Torment Duet. I think I got this from a few people because I think Melissa also commented this one. So the Torment Duet by Dylan Page, which once again I have put on, I don't even know how many TBRs. It's a dark duet, motorcycle club, and I think adopted siblings or step siblings or something. Here's the thing. I think I actually currently have this downloaded on my Kindle. It is a very high priority item for me. This is a duet where I genuinely think I'm going to love it. It's one of those ones where I really think I'm going to have a great shot at it when I give it a go. I just, once again, haven't picked it up. I don't know why. Like I said, it's literally downloaded. Now, if you are a fellow mood reader, you know how it goes. I know that so many of you also want me to read the Torment Duet because it is just such a dark romance staple, and the fact that I haven't read it yet is kind of crazy, but I will get to it eventually. All of you who put this, I see you. I'm with you. I'll pick it up soon. And by soon, I mean, I'll pick it up one day. Twisted Ink by A.M. McCoy. MMMF. I have never heard of this one before. Let me pull up my Goodreads. Ooh, first of all, the cover is fun. Want to read. That sounds like a good time. Already got one new one added to the TBR. Obviously, there have been others previously. And then One Is a Promise by Pam Godwin. Okay, so I think I actually have this one on my TBR. I love Pam Godwin. If you guys have watched my channel, okay, I think that's better. If you guys have watched my channel for any length of time, Dark Notes and Sea of Ruin, absolutely love. Lessons in Sin too, love that one by Pam. I want to read tons of Pam Godwin's backlist. I think I've maybe read 4 or 5 books from her, but this is one that I have not read yet. However, it is one that has been on my radar over the years, so I do have this one on my TBR. Apex by Nova Kane. I have Nova Kane, Nova Kane at the dentist. I was just at the dentist, and I have an issue with one of my teeth, and they can't seem to fix it, and it's driving me fucking crazy. Okay, a dark racing romance. I do love race cars. Ooh, okay, it's an MFM. Also, this cover is sickening. But is this a high school one, or is that just she was the most popular girl in school? Because I will say at this point, I don't really, I'm just not really interested in any, high school romances at this point. I feel like I've kind of been out of them for, a solid couple of years. And now really the only times that I'll pick them up is if they're from authors that I already, have read and loved. So, Penelope Douglas. Oh, no, okay, I don't think so. Okay. That sounds great. Thank you for the suggestion. I'm marking that as want to read. Okay, next, Darkly Madly duet. So I think this is the, oh, I can picture the cover. Is it Trisha Wolfe that these are? So once again, I have had these on my TBR for a while. So I'm pretty sure this one is the one where the heroine is like a profiler or some sort of like psychological cop or something, and I'm pretty sure she ends up falling in love with the prisoner or like criminal that she's supposed to interview and find some things out about, right? That's this one, right? And it's a duet, and I have had this on my radar for a while, so definitely it's still staying on my TBR. Now, Stoneview Stories by Lola King. That is another one. Do I know that one? Oh, so it's a series? Oh, it's a trilogy. Okay, so it's a dark high school bully romance, which once again, as we just said, I'm not super into that anymore. But I guess let me know in the comments if you guys have read this, if you really love it. I mean, obviously one of you already recommended it to me. If you really think that it's something that I would like, please let me know. Fight for it in the comments. That's what I think I've done with these videos previously, or like when I've gone through and done like a Goodreads cleanup video, which honestly I need to do sometime soon. They're just a pain to edit because you have to like do the screen sharing and whatever, but I think I need to do that soon. But as I do in those videos, I'm always like, if I take something off that you think I need to put back on, fight for it in the comments. And that's kind of how I feel with this. If even though it's high school bully, if it's something I really need to read, let me know. Okay, Opium Skies by C.M. Radcliffe. Once again, I don't know what this is. Oh, wait, I recognize this cover. Is this not a thriller? Is this a thriller? Oh, no, it's a dark romance. Where have I seen this cover before? Ooh, this sounds good. Have I heard someone talk about this? Why have I've definitely heard of this one before. Have any of my friends? Interesting. Okay, I'm marking that one. That one sounds really good. Also, it says something about a bad boy. Ugh, I'm just a sucker, okay? I'm just a sucker for that. Fury by Kat Porter. Once again, have not heard of it. This video is going to take so long to edit because there's going to be so much dead time of me just like searching these. Epic biker romance with a bite of dark, a lot of nasty, and a hell of a lot of raw love. Okay. This romantic suspense novel is a standalone motorcycle club romance, second chance romance, coming of age romance, full of anti-hero alpha hotness. Ooh, this sounds good. Also, I'm digging this cover. Yeah, let's add that. If you're friends with me on Goodreads, you're gonna see after this video of me just like click, click, click. Lots of Goodreads activity going on right now. Okay, this one just says try something thriller. I need specifics. I need specifics. I don't read a lot of thriller, and I don't really like watch a ton of booktube anymore. I don't really like on TikTok. I'm not really like on book talk as much anymore. And and even when I am, it's all romance videos. Like I don't see anything about thrillers. So like I'm gonna need some specifics of that because quite frankly, like I don't even know where to start. So, okay. I think I got this a couple times, but I'll wait and see because I have like now my video screenshot recording of it. But Empire of Desire and the Monster Trilogy by Reena Kent. So I will just put one of those two up here and I will just say, I don't even know which one is which, but I will just say I am currently back on my Reena Kent binge. So I obviously have read Legacy of Gods, waiting for God of War that comes out this week. I'm so excited for it. And I'm currently reading Royal Elites. Like I had started reading that years ago, stopped the series in the middle just because I got distracted by other things. And now I'm back to it and I'm reading everything Reena Kent. Okay. I'm making it my mission to read the entire Reena Kent universe. So having both of these on here, done. Bet. You already know they're on my TBR. But I don't know whose these are, honestly. I know the Vow of Deception trilogy is going to come up later. I don't know, actually. Who's the Monster trilogy? Is that Kirill? Because I know, obviously, some of them are not, like, super involved in Legacy of Gods. Oh, my God. There's a huge wasp that just, like, flew by. Is this Kirill? Is that how you pronounce it? It is his. Okay, so I've heard a lot about this one. So, yes, I want to read that. For sure. And then what was the other one that was on here that was mentioned? Empire of Desire. I think the only ones that I like don't have honestly like any kind of inkling to read is the one that it's like it's like Jonathan King. It's like the grandfather, and I'm like, I quite literally don't care about his. I mean, obviously I know he's not like a grandfather in his book, but like I don't really care about his, right? I kissed my father's best friend and it kind of didn't go well. Sold. I don't remember who this is. Nathaniel Weaver. I don't think I've ever heard that name. Oh, I already have have it marked as want to read. Dangerous Beauty by J.T. Geisinger. So again, this is one that, yeah, I've heard of before, and I think it's been on my radar. And J.T. Geisinger is just an author in general that I have really not dived into, even though I think I will like a lot of her books. So I think the only one that I've read so far has been Pen Pal, and that one is like what? More of like a suspense type one. It was very like different from anything that I've ever read, but I think there are some other J.T. Geisinger books that I always kind of have had on my radar. So I'm gonna have to look into this one specifically again, but that is an author that I want to try more from. The Scarlet Scars Duet by J.M. Darhauer. Grievous? How do you pronounce that? Grievous? Oh, Menace is the first one of it. Oh, I have this marked as want to read. I probably marked this a long time ago. I recognize this cover because I think now like a lot of people have like used this photo kind of for like Zaid from Haunting Adeline. Okay, I still have it marked as want to read, so we'll keep it on there. Stolen Soulmate by Mary Catherine Gebhard. I don't know that one. Cover, stunning cover. Color me intrigued. Also, Notorious Playboy Prince is a virgin. We're talking about a here. Okay, I'm intrigued. We're gonna mark that. Okay, Binding 13. I think I have gotten actually Binding 13 quite a bit. And I think I got like Boys of Tommen series just in general on this. So by Chloe Walsh. So I will say that you guys are not alone in trying to get me to read Binding 13. Nikki from Nikki and Bookland also has been, well, I think she's kind of like laid off because she and I both have this understanding where we both know that we're both very much mood readers, and the more we try to get the other one to like read something, the more we're like, we're not gonna do that. So she's kind of like laid off on me for a while, but I know how much she loves it. I know how much like everyone loves it. It's a very like universally loved series, but this kind of goes back to, there's a couple reasons why I guess I've been like scared to start it. One, so long, all of those books are so thick, and like they're big chunky books, so that's one thing. Two, as I was saying earlier, I don't really want to read like high school romances anymore. Like I'm just not really into it. However, I know that these ones, which also is kind of the third thing, they're clean, right? Which like I just don't really do clean romances. I mean, every once in a while, it's not to say that I never read them, but I'd say probably like I have a handful of romances that I've ever read that would be classified as like clean. Because that's just not really like what I do here. But I will say, I do think the one thing that is going the strongest pull for me with these books is the mental health representation. I think specifically is it the Saving Six and like, is it Redeeming Six, right? I think that's the ones that I think I have the best chance of really, really loving those, but I know you kind of need to like start with Binding 13. So I will say never say never. I think these books are always going to be on my radar, and I do see myself one day just biting the bullet and reading them, but yeah, I'm pretty intimidated by them, honestly. Okay, next up, The Silent Stars by Channy Lynn Feener. So I pulled this one up. So I think this one sounds like a sci-fi or a fantasy, which I don't read a ton of anymore. Not that like I don't like it, I just don't really tend to read a lot of. This sounds intriguing to me, and also it's MM. Okay, so here's my question. Is this going to be told in third person? Because the blurb is in third. So I'm curious. I'm gonna mark it because this does sound intriguing to me, but I don't love third person. It doesn't keep me from reading a book, but I will say it does take a lot more convincing for me to read something if it is in third person. I'm just not the biggest fan of third person. And I think a lot of fantasy tends to be told in third person, which I understand. Like Throne of Glass is my favorite fantasy series of all time, and that's all third person. And obviously like it doesn't bother me there, but I will just say that sometimes then it just takes a little bit more for me to pick it up. Ruthless Rage by Casey King. Let's see. This is another one that I don't think I've ever even heard of before, or this author. Okay, cover, pop off. Also, is this another motorcycle club? You guys have been giving me a lot of motorcycle club, and I don't read a ton of it. However, I'm writing Take What You Want right now, and Nikolai has a bike, and it's just hot, okay? It's just hot, quite frankly. So I'm kind of in the mood for that. And this is, It's Why I Choose. With steamy and violent scenes, say less. We'll mark that. That sounds fun. We're adding a lot to the TBR here. Lessons in Sin by Pam Godwin. I have read that. I do love that one. It's not my favorite Pam Godwin book. That would stay to be Dark Notes, but I love Lessons in Sin. Listen, Father Magnus, any day of the week. A Ship of Bones and Teeth. Okay, I know the title. I obviously recognize the title. This doesn't have the author with it. I'll pull it up here, but is this Karina Hallie's, right? Am I wrong on that one? Whatever this one is, I do think I already have this one marked on my TBR. Latte Darling by S.J. Tilley. Okay, so I don't think I know this one specifically, but S.J. Tilley is an author that I have some other books marked from them that I want to read. I think, what is it? Is it like a Mafia series or something? Okay, so this one does sound intriguing. I will say, I think it's the Mafia books that she's written that probably sound a little more like up my alley, but I'm intrigued by this one. You've piqued my interest. Lock and Key by Kat Porter. Did we have another Kat Porter one earlier, right? Okay, hot man. Steamy small town love story. Guys, I don't know if I can do the small town. I don't know if I can do the small town. This is gonna be one that y'all are gonna have to let me know in the comments, because I see small town, and then I also see that she has to return to take care of her sister and little nephew, and I don't really like kids. So I feel like that's kind of like two that I'm not like, those are not typically things that I gravitate towards in books. I totally understand that that is like what everyone else is craving right now. Everyone wants the small town, everyone wants the single dad with the cute kids, whatever. That's not as much my cup of tea. Write for it in the comments if you've read this one and if this is one that I really need to read. Teach Me Dirty by Jade West. So this specific Jade West book is not on my TBR, but I will say, so I've read other ones by Jade West. I read that like years ago. I think back in like 2020. It's been so long since I've read a Jade West book. And honestly, I really want to give another one to go, so I am going to take a look at this one. And also, because I have a trilogy back here, it's the Heartless, Soulless, Relentless one back here that's part of the Midnight Dynasty series that I have of her. And there are some other Jade West books that she's released in recent years that like have all kind of piqued my interest a little bit. So Jade West is an author that, like I said, I've read previously, haven't read in recent years, but that I do really want to check out. So I was kind of happy to see this one in here. Okay, The Broken Series by Ruby Shea. Again, another one that's been on my TBR. I think the first one is The Shattered Hearts, right? Shattered Hearts. The really cool covers. These covers are sickening. And once again, these are high priority items for me. They're toxic, darker, messy romances. I think, is it just MF or is it maybe MFM? I can't quite remember now off the top of my head. But regardless, I've had these on my TBR. This is still on my TBR. So thank you for adding it once again. Carrie Ann Cole. So I have read a few Carrie Ann Cole books, No Tomorrow and Torn. And so obviously this one didn't come with any specifics. I will say the other one, or the one from her that like I'm really still intrigued by, is Tide, which is the second book in the like Torn and Tide duet. I've wanted to read that one for years, and then Sam from Sam Reads Little, that is one of her favorites. Fight the Woman That Feeds series. What is that? By Penelope Barsetti. Is that it? Is this like a fantasy? Oh, it's vampires. Ooh, I don't know. I don't really do vampires, but we'll see. Oh, she's immune to the mysterious illness and she's supposed to marry the prince. But then they succumb. Oh, and now he's king and can only marry someone of his station. He broke all of his promises to me and broke my heart. Ooh, and then wait, the king of vampires marches upon the gates and she becomes his prisoner. Okay, listen. That sounds amazing. That is a blurb right there. I hate writing blurbs. Writing a blurb probably takes me as long as it takes me to write like 10,000 words in a draft, okay? I hate writing them because I think they're so hard to get right. This is an amazing blurb. I'm so intrigued by this. I want to like read right now. I'm marking that. That sounds amazing. Thank you so much. Who would recommended this? I don't know how to pronounce your username, but you know who you are if you're watching this. Thank you so much. That sounds amazing. Okay, once again, we have Shattered Hearts by Shea Ruby. As I already said, I have that one on there. Hollow Heathens by Nicole Fiorina. I have it right here actually. So yes, I love the Stay With Me series by Nicole Fiorina, and this one has been on my TBR literally since then. And I just never got around to this one. So I think this one is like witchy vibes, and it's one that I always put on my TBR every single fall because I'm always like, oh, I'll save it for fall, and then fall rolls around, I end up mood reading and I never end up getting to any of the books that I put on that like more spooky TBR. Oh, I do still really want to read this. A Bullet Between Us by Kay Dosal. So I don't even have to pull this one up. I don't remember what it's about, but I do know that I already have this one on my TBR. Thank you for bringing that back up into the rotation, because I think this one actually has been on my TBR for like a really, really long time. Okay, A Pretty Monster by, who is this by? Sheridan Ann? Am I right? Oh, okay, cover. That's beautiful. I'm addicted to my stalker. Done. Done. Want to read. He watches me at night, sneaking in through my living room window and making my blood turn to ice. I'm so done. Yep, that's added. I don't need to know anymore. The Hollowed Boys series. Thank you. Okay, so this one actually, I don't know what the title is of the first one, but I'll put it up here, obviously. This one is actually like super, super high priority. I already have it on my July TBR, and if I wasn't currently in my Reena Kent binge, I would probably be starting these right now, because so Zay, from what he reads, she's reading them right now, and she has been nonstop like being like, you need to read these. And especially because everyone kind of says like Legacy of Gods, Devil's Night, and Hollowed Boys. Like if you like one, you'll like the others. And obviously I love Legacy of Gods and Devil's Night, so I definitely will give these ones a go. I've actually had the first one on my TBR for years at this point. I think like back when this first one was published, like I added it to my TBR, and then it just kind of faded into the background, and now I feel like it's having like a big insurgence again, which is awesome. So I definitely want to give these a go, and like I said, super, super high priority. The Pieces We Leave Behind by Elle Mitchell. Okay, I have to say that this sounds like emotional. Am I gonna be wrong, or am I gonna be right? Ooh, okay, this sounds intriguing. Bullying in an MMC with a dirty mouse. Oh, Dubcon. I feel like you guys have really come through with this one. I feel like a lot of you know what I like, and you were like, okay, I'm gonna give you exactly what you want. Like the last one, just being a stalker, sold. And this one, honestly, it's the trigger warning list that has gotten me more than that got me more than the blurb, quite frankly. Until I Get To by Claire Contreras. So this one, again, this is one that I've seen around. It's on my TBR. This is a hockey one, right? And I've never read anything by Claire Contreras, but I do think that I would really like this one, because I think it's a dark hockey one, right? Which like, so sold by. Odd Man Rush by Kristen Granada. Sounds like is it football? I don't love football. It is football. Or no, wait, why does it say hockey? Is it hockey? Oh, is it hockey and football? Is this MMF? Or this FFM? Interesting. Comment down below if you read this one, if you really like it. Of Deathless Shadows. What is that? I don't know. Kea Morinova. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, y'all know Fabric of Our Souls. Where are you at? I loved that book. I read it this year and I was obsessed with it. I don't know why I didn't look up like more. Oh my gosh. Okay, done. Or also, once again, this cover. Her covers, oh my god, they're stunning. They're stunning. Good Game by Madison Fox. So yeah, so I've seen this one going around too. I think this is a masked gamer one, which actually also one of you commented on one of my previous videos to do like a masked men recommendation video. I'm so sold. I will for sure be doing that for you guys. I think it was because I was talking about Cal from Untether and the Mask Night at Alchemy and how that was like truly a masterpiece that Elodie Hart blessed us with. So I will for sure be doing a Masked Men video. Yes, this one is on my radar. Dark Verse series. So right, this is the Runix ones. Again, the Predator has been on my TBR for literal years. And once again, I just like have never gotten around to it, but it is one that I keep at the top of my radar. I for sure want to read the Dark Verse. I think I'll love it. I will say I do think they are in third person, which like I said earlier, isn't my favorite, but I've heard nothing but amazing things about this series, so I will for sure pick it up at some point. For the Fans by Nyla K. This book, once again, I don't know how many times, and maybe it's just about time that I listen, how many times you guys have told me to read For the Fans and just think that I would love it. And I will say, it is on my TBR. Actually, I think it might still be downloaded to my Kindle. I downloaded it a couple months ago after I think I did my, like, your favorite dark, taboo, and forbidden romances, and this was one of the ones that was submitted. And I think after this one, then, like, everyone in the comments was like, McKay, read it. So I think I downloaded it. And once again, I just have read other books since then, but I will read it. It is another long one. It's another thick boy, so that is kind of intimidating. But yeah, I will read it at some point. Same with another one that I will for sure read at some point, Where's Molly by H.G. Carlton. Y'all know how much I love the cat and mouse duet. And when Where's Molly came out, I was ready to like drop everything and read it. And then I was just not in the mood for dark romance. So I will for sure read this at some point, just whenever I'm in the mood for it, because I do think I'll love it. I love H.G. Carlton's writing. The Tormentor Mind series by Anna Zaries. Again, another one that has been on my TBR for years, that you guys have told me to read for years. And again, another one that I still have high interest in. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Hades series by Tate James. So I think, have I read the first one of this? Which one? I've read the first one of a Tate James series, and now I can't remember. Oh no, okay, so not this one. This one I haven't read, because this one is the red-haired girl. Oh, I think I read Hate. That's what it was. It was the Madison Kate series. I read the first book, but here's the thing. I honestly did not, me personally, I don't think I gave it a fair shot, because I was listening to it on audio, and that was when I started kind of to realize that new books on audio are kind of hard for me, because I don't do well absorbing information when I just hear it. I need to like have a visual, so that's why like reading physically works the best for me, and then normally I use audiobooks as rereads, so I kind of feel like I didn't give Hate a fair shot. So I do want to try this one. The Good Liar by C.P. Harris. I feel like I recognize this one. I've read another book by C.P. Harris. Oh, I have this one on my TBR already, don't I? I recognize this cover. So I've read one other one. What was it called? Bad Wrong Things, I think. So yep, I already do have this one. Sounds really good. Thank you once again for putting it in here. Okay, The Lovely Return by Carrie and Cole. Oh, so this is actually a specific one now. Is this the most recent release one? I think it might be, actually. And then also Hills of Shivers and Shadows by Pam Godwin. Yes, so I also have this one added on my TBR. I know, like, it has sounded so good, and even back when she was talking about this new series that she was doing, I was like, all of these sound incredible, like just the entire premise and everything. So the first 2 books are out, the third one comes out in August. I will for sure read these at some point. Just once again, they're all long, and I kind of want to wait until the series is out, even though I don't tend to read series like back to back. I also don't like the idea of having to wait potentially, so I will for sure read these at some point. I'm happy to see this one in here, but I will let you guys know. Irish by Brittany Nicole, and then audio. So I remember Natasha talking about this one, so I've read another one by Brittany Nicole. What was it? Oh my gosh, I'm completely blanking on it. Cheyenne and I read it for Smut Club last year, and I really liked it. And when Irish came out, I remember being like, this sounds great, and I have it on my TBR. I probably wouldn't read the audio for the reasons that I just said. I don't do great with new books on audio, but I do have Irish on my TBR. And then also Brutal Ambition by Sam Mariano. So this one, again, I think this is Sam Mariano's newest release, and Sam Mariano is an author that I want to read more from. I've read 2 books I really enjoyed with them, especially Stitches is my favorite so far that I've read from her, and I want to read so many more of her backlist, but this is her most recent release. Skin of a Sinner. Ooh, oh my gosh, this cover is amazing. Oh, this blurb. Ooh, Anna, ooh, okay. That sounds really messed up. It sounds really messed up. Add to TBR. Okay, The Deception Trilogy by Reena Kent. Oh, you already know I have this downloaded on my Kindle. So this is Jeremy and Annika's parents' romance. So Annika and Jeremy, they are 2 of the main characters in the Legacy of God series. Annika is the heroine and god of pain, and Jeremy is the hero and god of wrath, aka my current favorite book boyfriend of all time, and my current favorite read of the year, and just a favorite book of all time now in general. I'm obsessed with everything with the Volkovs, and I want to read their parents' story, and especially like just even the little bits that we got of Jeremy in both those books. I was like, I'm already so down bad for this man, and I haven't even read his book. Once again, we got another Torment duet by Dylan Page. What He Doesn't Know and What He Always Knew by Candy Steiner. So again, this one I actually started the audiobook of it, and then I was like, I'm not like focusing on this, so I stopped, not because of the book itself, just because, like I said, the format wasn't for me. So I do really want to read this, and also I do really appreciate this other comment, because I put in, when I asked for book recommendations from you guys, that literally my one and only trigger, as you guys know, is animal violence. I don't care about literally anything else in books. Animal violence truly is my one and only trigger, especially if there's like a cat or a dog. Like, I don't want anything to happen to it. And then this kind person, Olivia, so she sent me that, and then she was like, wait, there is the loss of a pet bird in What He Doesn't Know, not violent though. Thank you so much for that warning, because truly so many authors I feel like don't put like Dark Notes by Pam Godwin does not have animal violence and the trigger warnings, and it has to do with her pet cat, and it is quite literally the most traumatizing thing I think I've ever read for me personally in a book ever. So whenever I talk about that book or like recommend it, I always make sure to include that. So I just really appreciate that. I'm good with that. I'm not like good with that. Obviously, RIP to the bird. Thank you very much for putting that in there. I do really appreciate it. Okay, then I got another, The Deception Trilogy by Reena Kent. You already know. The rest of the Kingmakers, books 3 and 4 are 5 stars. So I have read the first book in the Kingmakers, and I have all intentions of reading the rest of the series. I really liked The Heir. Y'all know how much I love Brutal Birthright. So The Bully and the Spy are books 3 and 4, and I will say the ones that I'm most excited for are The Bully and the Savage, which is book 5. I'm solely excited for that one because that is Nero and Camille's daughter, and we already know how I feel about Nero and Camille. They are the elite Brutal Birthright couple, and I do want to read that. Devious Obsession by S. Massery, again on my TBR. This is one that I get commented on a lot because I read a lot of dark and I read a lot of hockey, but somehow I have not read this dark hockey series, so it's for sure on my TBR, still really high up on my radar, so I'm glad to see it in here. Call the Coroner by Avril Ashton. Is this a thriller? Oh wait, no, that's like a half-naked body. This sounds good. Thank you. Added. Dear Love, I Hate You by Elia Greenwood. Can I speak? I obviously need to be stopped reading this, or stop doing this video soon, which actually I think we're getting towards the end. Okay, yep, I was gonna say I recognize this title, I recognize this cover. Yep, I have it on my TBR. I think actually I've had this on my TBR for years, I want to say. Can you see how long ago you marked this as want to read? Another The Torment Duet. Once again, I will get to it. Rainfall by Allison Rhymes. Okay, I'm intrigued because I need to look up what this one is, because Deconstructing Delilah was like my favorite book of July that I read last year. That was like my top book of the month, and that was also by Allison Rhymes, and I loved that book, and that was the first book I had read by her, and I am intrigued. Oh, is it Secret Baby? It's Secret Baby. Oh. Fight for it in the comments. Fight for it in the comments. Let me know, because I would love to read more from Allison Rhymes, because like I said, I love Deconstructing Delilah so much. And this sounds good because it's a sports romance, but Secret Baby is my least favorite trope ever. Like, I can get down with surprise pregnancy. That honestly doesn't bother me. Like, around like the 70% mark, if all of a sudden the heroine's like, oh, I feel sick, I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm done. I'm actually kind of like, okay. That's fun to me. Secret Baby though, fight for it in the comments. Learning Lesson by Candy Steiner, another, so I don't know which one this is, but it's in a part of her new series, right? The hockey series. Love Letter to Whiskey. Oh my god. My favorite Candy Steiner book, and I don't even know how many others I've read. I've read quite a few of hers, and still some of them, what is it? It's the one, Blindside is still, I think, like my top one on my TBR from her. Is this the newest one? Oh wait, is this the Single Dad one? Which, once again, I'm not the biggest fan of Single Dad. I do remember when this one came out and so many people were reading it and loving it. I do think all of the rest of the tropes sound really good to me, and because I like Candy Steiner, I'm very willing to give this one a go, but you gotta like do something for me in the comments with this one, because I really don't love single parent. I really don't. I'm not a fan of kids. What can I say? Why can't people just have more cats in books, okay? Why can't we just have more cats? Okay, another Deception Trilogy one. You got it. Broken Beginnings by Cleo Evans. I do not know what that is. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Oh, wait, I recognize this cover. Is this a small town one though, guys? Once again, okay, I'm just gonna leave it at, you gotta really convince me in the comments. And once again, this is absolutely no shade, no tea to anyone who loved those books or these books themselves. It's just, you know, my automatic it truly is my own automatic prejudice against small town romances and like Secret Baby and Single Parent. Those are just all the tropes that it's like, nope. But then, you know, like you guys show me the ones where then it says like, I'm in love with my stalker, and I'm like sold, where other people might be like, what the fuck? So it's totally a personal preference thing, okay? Totally personal preference. Okay, and this is the last one, Choosing Theo. I don't know who the Victoria Aveline. Oh, is this is being kidnapped by aliens is only the start of Jade's problems. Thankfully, her rescuers, an alien race known as the, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, are willing to protect her, but she has to stay on their planet for 1 year and respect the rules of their culture and choose including a husband. Listen, I have not really read any other alien romances besides Ice Planet Barbarians, but I love Ice Planet Barbarians, and I'm intrigued. And also, this one came, Felicia, this one came from you. I trust you. I trust your rec. I'm going to add it. I don't, like I said, I don't really read aliens. That's just not something that I tend to pick up, but I'm adding it. I'm adding it. Part of this is trying to try some things that, you know, you wouldn't normally. So also, so Felicia, yours was also the small town one that I just like immediately rejected. Let me know once again down in the comments if that's something that I need to revisit. So anyways, that is all of these. This was a super long video. I'm honestly dreading editing it. But anyways, like I said, if there were any books that I read off that I was like, I don't really know about, fight for it in the comments. And also, if there were any books that you wanted to recommend me that you didn't get a chance to when I had a post on my Instagram, drop them below. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys to all of you who recommended me books. I know there are so many in here, and honestly, you guys know my taste almost just as well as I do. So I think a lot of them do sound, like, especially the ones that I've never heard of, like whatever that one Stalker one is, I'm like gonna add that one to my July TBR because that sounds great. I'm gonna go back through these later when I'm making my July TBR and actually pick some out to like make sure that I keep it top of the radar. But thank you guys so much for doing that. I appreciate it. This is fun. And yeah, what's gonna be up on Friday? I know I have it written down. I can't remember it at this point. And honestly, like I said, this video is long, so I'm gonna cut it. That's it for today, and I'll see you when I see you.